let's get Japan building up. Build an air base over here. We're going to build 1, 2, 3 land production. We're going to build 1 air production. And we need a place for naval production in the region as well, and that should be pretty easy. There's some good choices. Well, over here, we'll just build the 1 naval production for now. 3, 1, and 1, the usual thing I do for colonies. We'll have that all nice and built up. Let's get this properly connected to everything else. By rail and road, all the connecting locations. Let's put a road through there as well. Not that we need it, but it will help spread supply and stuff like that. Very interesting first choices from all of us, I think. I think that's really interesting. He probably has acquired some more research now. Him being Narfi. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so he has 5 slots. China has 3 slots and is getting 2 more slots for 5.
What's the next move?
I have 9 slots. None ya business, bruh.
Bruh.
Now, I fear, if he's so ahead of the game on keeping track of what I'm going to do, I fear that he is going to realize that I'm going to be going for the Dutch East Indies as well. Which I am prepared to invade technically whenever in terms of actual justification against them. They don't have any military to stop me, certainly. And I kind of need to get it, like, as soon as possible. This is also going to... Oh, no, he's still ahead of me for total military production. Okay. I wouldn't want to use troops that I have in Japan for the purpose of invading the Dutch East Indies. So if I use someone else, it's going to have to come from probably the East Coast. I'm also going to enable the arms race and start dismantling a lot of this old infantry that I have. I'm gonna turn back on the full naval control for my...
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Minister. See how he handles it. Taiwan's thankfully held on to their little island. Everything I sent them, I'm sure, has helped. They have a bunch of garrisons up now. They could do with more. I can see my infantry spilled across, and they are making the LVT-1s, which is good. Woo! Man, it is cool how all of our plans kind of got ready, like at the same time. My inflation's gone down a little bit, but not as much as I'd hoped. So getting the population of something like the Dutch East Indies would certainly help.
2 of the 3 invasions were successful.
I felt I was really taking a risk by allying with Formosa, but I remembered in my original Cold War playthrough I posted on YouTube how impossible it was for Dema to take the island and how he almost lost his entire military as China doing it, and I was like, I gotta risk it.
Yeah, they were stronger than I thought.
Yeah, same.
Little do they know, I sent them a bunch of troops to help them out. We're gonna get the friendship treaties with Finland. I don't think we can even go for an alliance right now. It's very obvious that he is going to invade Finland. When I check the diplomatic relations, he's bright fucking red. That is the sign of someone that is going to invade. And I can't protect them. I can't do it. I can try to stay friendly with them.
So maybe, I don't know, China and Taiwan will just be at a constant stalemate.
Like real life?
I might just...
Like real life, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I think I might just, I might peace out with them if the offer comes up. Thought I could take it real quick, but nope.
If you support their government, then eventually you will get that option. Since the fighting has stopped.
That's what I'm doing.
I'd also like to connect this island to the rest of Japan so it doesn't rely on sea piers and ports and stuff. Let's say right over here we can make a pretty good connection to the mainland. We can connect it on probably most sides. Definitely connect it on this west side here. There you go. That will work. So it's connected from east and west. We can also probably connect it to the north. China declared war on Siam. Yeah, I mean, I saw that coming. I'm amazed he's committing so much to these invasions. Man, this is the most aggressive I've ever seen you play, Shibi. Usually you play super diplomatic and you make legions of allies. This is not something I expected. Alright, I'm gonna start some major movements of units.
Sake.
Has this one failed too? Oh yeah, you're completely surrounded. Naval invasions. If you don't do them right, you die.
I quit. I give up. Bye. I'm out.
Please surrender to me.
Let's get a bunch of units headed out to the East Indies because to complete my plan to gain control over the Pacific, they come next. Going for all the different islands at the same time is going to be a bitch. It really, really is. At least these two are right next to each other, so it'll be easier.
Oh, that explains it. None of my fucking heavy armor went.
We need to get some spies placed to figure out where we can actually land to invade. So let's get some recon spies placed. Let's go for Surabaya. Let's go for Jakarta. Let's go right here. We got to check all the ports and figure out where the hell we're going to actually be able to land. Up at Medan. We got to check Ambon as well. I think this is called the island of Ambon. One of these other ones might be Ambon. Oh no, this is Ambon. This is Makassar then. Shouldn't need to take everything for them, but with how much of a fight Japan put up, then I want to make sure that we are definitively ready. Alright, let's see what we got. So they actually have units. We're not landing at
You can
Jakarta.
change the speed if you want to.
Not with these. Yeah, I have it at very fast because I'm still doing stuff at a pace that I need to have some sort of speed accessibility. So we'll definitely land down in the south of this island, Sumatra, I think it's called. And we'll land around Surabaya, I suppose. I don't know if there's anywhere less defended over here that has a port. I remember there being a port on the south side in real life, but this isn't real life. So we'll have to do with Surabaya. We're gonna want some capital ships if possible for this push. I don't know the ranges of all these cap ships, but I can deal with that later. Let's get every capital ship in the region, which is 17. Turn off their AI and get them sent down into the region. Maybe just place them around Singapore for now so that they can refuel. I'm gonna be committing like 300 troops to this, which is more than I actually committed to Japan, but the East Indies can actually protect themselves, unlike Japan. We definitely want, on Japan, for there to be less sea piers and such, because we don't want just to be able to be invaded navally through an area that we are not properly protecting. So I'm gonna get rid of a lot of sea piers here. It'll also help me save money and get some goods and such back. Ports, I will be more generous with ports, on the other hand. So let's finish this little infrastructure loop here. Keep everything well in supply. There you go. Especially if we're taking away all the sea piers, we want to make sure things here are well in supply. We could do with a seaport here for supplies, so we'll get a seaport down at Akashi. Ideally, most of the sea piers and ports would be in the internal part of all this stuff, so that it would be hard to sail up and actually land there. I know we can connect these islands here too, and I'm going to try. There you go. That's gonna work out. Cool. Now these islands are all gonna be connected. Oh, he's done another landing, but he still hasn't taken the pier. He's pushing forward without actually capturing the pier, and he's already down to defensive units. He's making a lot of mistakes up front. I've never seen him make this many mistakes like for a long time, but I mean, that's fine. It works out for me. He's lost 407 units now, and it's going up. He's killed 112. Formosa did great against him. Siam's doing great against him. This is absolutely fantastic. Honestly, he's very weak. He's not a threat. I don't even think he had full justification for some of these wars. As of right now, Narfi is my only threat, and that is a huge relief. That means I don't necessarily need to worry about him messing things up. Oh my god, Formosa is landing in China. He doesn't have garrison. Oh my god, they're sending a fuck ton of units to land in China. Please don't waste your units. Oh god, they're gonna waste their units landing in China now that they found a place to land. Oh dear. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on this anyway, because more pain for him is more gain for me.
I see China is being invaded.
Damn it. Guess he didn't have garrisons up. The Soviet units are retreating.
Taiwan?
Oh no, they're coming back. Wow, Shibi's really dug himself a hole pretty early on. It looks like the Soviets are going to defend him, though. Because I'm pretty sure Narfi doesn't think that he can beat me. That's the only reason I can think of for why he's supporting China in this extent.
Yeah.
Oh, they're whispering. I can hear them whispering. Looks like I have the milk cap penalty again. I need to try to get rid of that, preferably with some air bases at home. Because air bases are not as important to leave reducing. Let's get my air bases back home to 19 and try to get that fixed up, because I'm maintaining a lot of milcap penalties. I got a lot of troops headed over to the East Indies. He doesn't seem to be putting garrisons up even now. The Soviets are clearly willing to defend. Unfortunately, I think some of my assistance has made this possible. No, this is just elite guard, but there is some normal infantry here, which is stuff that I sold to Taiwan. Taiwan's not going to win this. No way. No way is Narfi going to let Taiwan win this. Nobody wants to annex China. And China has so much production that he can outproduce Taiwan forever. So this incursion is meant to fail. It's doomed to fail. But at least he's doing damage. He being the AI. To the Soviets and to the Chinese. Very, very weird though. Yugoslavia, Soviet Union, yeah, I saw that coming. In my old war plan, I would have gone for Yugoslavia, but not now. This is war plan Pacific that we are undertaking here. 17 capital ships have arrived. Very nice. Let me see if there's any more that I can find for the job. I don't think so. At least not nearby, not in the region already. Yeah, the Taiwanese are getting pushed back now that the Chinese have mobilized in that region. They are still committing more troops, unfortunately, which is going to weaken them in their home. I hope this doesn't spell the end of Formosa, because this would be a pretty shitty way for Formosa to die. Military goods are so expensive right now. I still have the top production for now, at least. Barely. I barely have the top production. My indie goods production is good, though. Inflation is still really high. I've placed all the rubber that I realistically can place. I do need to acquire more rubber at the end of the day. I also need to get more gas as well. And more metal ore. I don't make enough metal ore. That's interesting. We have to build more ore mines. I don't know how many we'll need, but we're clearly going to need a decent amount, because we don't really have our own ore infrastructure right now. I'm just building where there's already some facilities placed. Maybe get like 15 of them building. All right, I'm doubling my current production at least. That's something. My troops for the invasion are reaching the area. Don't know how I'm going to split them yet. Invading Sumatra from the south is going to work. Jakarta from the same entrance is not. Surabaya is still my best chance in the east, although it does have a garrison, so we will need some cap ships to help deal with that, definitely. Let's get some cap ships in that region right now. Most of my cap ships over here, in fact, can head there. Balik Papan doesn't have anything on it. Kasser doesn't. I can hear that they're still whispering. Is this all Chinese? Nope, the Soviets have run in to actually help push this out. Interesting. Unfortunately, Formosa just lost like 100 units during this invasion, but they do appear to have killed many more, at least. Interesting to see the Soviets chasing the Formosans out.
Yeah, I made a deal with them.
Gain from the enemy's pain.
That's exactly.
What was the deal?
You don't need to know.
I had to ask. I feel like most of my invasion force didn't actually make it anywhere near here. They definitely did not. I need to send more.
It wouldn't happen that you are supporting Taiwan, are you?
Supporting them?
Yeah, with units.
I am not currently sending them anything. I am really amazed that they did what they just did, actually. I did not see that coming.
No, me neither. Shibi also didn't.
I can tell, yeah. I was literally going on, wow, I hope they don't notice for a while, and then 2 seconds later, looks like China's being invaded. I was like, damn it! I wish Formosa would build up more land production. They definitely need it. I can see Russia's a little friendly with the East Indies, so they might see this coming. Guatemala elects socialist leader. Well, that's not good. Inflation situation's currently stagnated, roughly, as it is.
Are you interested in some information about China?
Not if I have to pay for it.
Maybe you can offer something else?
No, I don't need any information about China. I think I have enough to do with China, so if you want to tell me things, you could tell me things, but I'm not gonna necessarily do anything.
Why should I?
Good question. Why were you going to? Clearly, you think it's good information, and clearly you think you could get something for it. But I'm gonna say this: with how much China has lost, I don't need any information on them.
All right. Yeah, our summons are 30 years away or something, so I understand.
I didn't hear you. What's 30 years away?
The Soviet and the US summits.
Oh. I'm gonna send Formosa this sub design because I forget if I ever sent them one. They're unfortunately still sending more units, so they're just wasting away their whole military. It's gonna leave them open to invasion. Here comes what's gonna be the rest of my invasion force. Not my entire invasion force that I intended to send is going to be making it all the way over here, but we have enough for my purpose. I'm gonna get those spies placed down again though, so I can keep an eye on the area of interest. We're gonna have less units over here than I sent for Japan, but if I ever need any reinforcements, I can always get them from Japan. Me and China both now have full justification towards each other. Guess there's no harm in opposing his government at that point. It'll hurt his finances and it's not going to change anything in our relationship. Still have more military built up than he does, so it's time to turn off some more aircraft production. I know he's trying to balance this out with me. I know what he's doing. Oh no, one of my spies was captured. Send a new one. We're ready to actually do the war whenever in terms of my war justification, but my units are just not actually in place yet. I can send what units I have over in these islands as well, of Hawaii and around the Pacific, by sea transport in order to go assist this invasion, because if I'm lucky, I'm gonna have almost 200 units. My AI's been fighting me a little bit for actually sending units over there. Oops, seems I missed a sea pier off on this north coast here. Industry's nationalized. Oh no, bad Guatemala.
I'm surprised you haven't taken Haiti yet, Ras.
Yeah, that's what you guys all expected from me, didn't you?
Yeah,
much.
actually.
How'd that work out?
I really don't care, actually.
Speaking of Haiti, ha! Look at that.
Yeah.
Cool. That's interesting. I have 97% justification towards them. Oh my god. It's like I have to invade them. I have to invade them at this point. They're gonna go ahead and do that. I have 97%. There's no way I can let this opportunity slide. And then if I invade this, they won't see the other invasion coming, hopefully. Hopefully. That's a big fingers crossed kind of thing. We should be able to get this invasion going really quickly. With 96% now. The longer I take, the longer it's gonna take to, you know, get this started. But we got troops coming in quick. Most of this here is naval, though. The land troops are still a little ways away. Alright, let's make it happen, why don't we? Now that we have 95%. Just want the first land units to get close, and let's go.
Ah, there it is.
I knew.
I'm not gonna lie. I was not intending to do this. The only reason I did this is because that event, that coup d'etat, gave me, like, full justification.
Yeah, was it scripted?
All coup d'etats are scripted. That doesn't mean I know all the coup d'etats.
I thought you knew.
Oh, hell no, I don't. Let's get some air units heading down here to see if we can raid it. We should be able to take it no problem, but I just want to be absolutely sure.
We took their capital.
Alright, well, we took the capital already. Alright, yeah, so that was pretty successful. That was really coincidental, though. It's like, oh, I'm surprised you didn't take Haiti. Yeah, and I'm just here like, yeah, I wasn't intending to take Haiti. Coup d'etat. Oh, I have, like, full justification now. Wow, I can't let that slide. Shit. Usually I invade them off the bat, so I'd never get to see this kind of thing pop up. Alright, well, that's pretty much in hand. Now for the thing that I actually care about here. My invasion of the East Indies is about to begin. I certainly hope that I brought enough. I don't see a lot here to indicate that they're going to give me much problems. There's some air stuff that could be a little problematic here, but for the most part, I feel like I have enough. This initial jump on Surabaya is going to be the interesting part.
We took their capital.
He keeps beating me to disabling military production, this fucker Narfi. He knows exactly what he's doing. Of course he does. He's really good at this game, I have to say that much. Oh, there goes Haiti. Sweet. How's the world market feel about me? They're pleased, so we have enough to complete my plan. Now, let's complete my plan. try to.
I suppose you had full justification towards them too.
Yes, this was my actual second target. I did not mean to land things here, but that's okay. They should be fine.
What aggressive USA.
Yes. You're welcome. Alright, cool. Most of their stuff doesn't actually have any garrisons at all. So this is absolutely fantastic. Let's hope what I've sent is enough. I'll send more if I need to, but let's hope that what I have sent is, in fact, enough. This should help definitely get my inflation down. It should open up way more rubber resources and all that kind of jazz to me, and should make winning this a far more feasible goal. And certainly, oh, look, the Philippines is sending air to help me. Transports. Oh, wow, that's actually really useful. Thanks. I have lost some artillery, but that's pretty much it. Otherwise, this invasion is going without a hitch. Let's send these 2 infantry to capture Den Parso, whatever the fuck it's called. We have a lot of infantry over here, unfortunately. There's no fast way to move them, given the situation. So they will be able to get garrisons and stuff up. That is an unfortunate reality. But my units are still moving. We are making some semblance of progress. Not as much on Sumatra. Not as much on Sumatra. We need to push in further on Sumatra to get better sources of supply. Oh, thankfully there is some infantry up here that doesn't need to worry about supply at least. It still sucks, these 4 that landed up here, because now they're just getting shot at infinitely. There's not much I could do about it. The conquest of the main island's going fine. Taking Den Parso or whatever has actually gone very well according to plan. There's a new war on Finland. I saw that coming. Yep, I saw that coming.
On Finland?
I was waiting for this. I've been checking diplomatic relations constantly, waiting for you to declare this war. I was like, when's he gonna do it? When's he gonna do it? There's nothing I can do to help Finland. I could try sending them units, but I don't have any spare units. All my units are... Oh, wow, they already surrendered. What the hell? I didn't even take Jakarta. Well, I mean, that's good for me. Well, that's cool. I now have... Oh, well, the British Sarawak just split Borneo up like crazy, but I have exactly what I wanted now. That is so awesome. Awesome, sawsome. Let's go. Nice.
By the way, your support stops now. I forgot a few days.
Yeah, I didn't notice the year either, but I got you. Let's take the sea pier off of Jakarta itself. We're going to have a lot of things we're going to have to get rid of, mids and micros and things like that. Maybe not a whole lot. I don't think they were actually very developed, but still. Overall, my plans are going, well, according to plan. I'm going to get rid of the airfield here at Bandung, and we're going to end up replacing it with an air base so that I can build some air production there. I'm also going to get rid of the sea pier at Surabaya, replace that with a seaport so I can build actual naval production there. Looks like Australia was sending some units to help me. Look at that. I mean, they didn't get here on time, but still, it's nice. Thanks. Let's get these 2 islands connected by road and get rid of the sea pier here. I want this area to be mostly safe. Since this is multiple islands, I'll probably build up some more here. We didn't get most of Borneo, so I'm not too worried about most of Borneo. Jakarta and Makassar, Sumatra, all these places deserve at least a little bit of production, I'd say. I already have 3 land productions building. We are also going to get an air production building at Bandung, and we are going to get 1 naval production at Surabaya. And then it will have as much production as Japan does, which for now is fine. We'll get more later. I can see the need for more military production, certainly. Somewhere around St. Louis, at whatever this is, I'm going to build a full ring of military goods, which means I should build a full ring of indie goods as well somewhere. How about up here at Lafayette near Denver? That seems like a good spot. We have so much consumption for this kind of stuff that we are going to need to expand production. It's still very profitable to sell electricity. It's not too profitable to sell oil yet, but we are going to want to get positive on it, certainly. But also, due to the shortages and such, rubber. And we have access to a lot of rubber now. We didn't get everything on Borneo, unfortunately, but just the stuff on Sumatra is going to be a huge win for us. Not to mention, we also just got Haiti. I am going to be amazing when it comes to rubber. I'll be able to scrap all of my rubber synths, although I'll probably just turn them off nonetheless, rather than actually scrap them, so I have them as a backup in case what I do have doesn't end up being enough. I do plan on taking Liberia for their rubber as well, just to really be good in that regard. What is my economy looking like? 9.8%. Yep, that solved it all right. My plans have been going, well, completely according to plan. I'm really surprised by this. How's his invasion of Finland going? Unfortunately, yeah, there's nothing I can do about this. Helsinki has already fallen, and there's nothing I can do. The Finns are not enough to stop him, and unfortunately he's going to gain some military production from taking this over, and his total amount is definitely higher and scarier than mine. The Swedes have a lot more in the way of production than the Finns do, and their border is harder to invade from, so I will try to help the Swedes if he goes after them, probably, I don't really know. Overall, we're doing great. 233 kills, only 9 deaths, about 13,000 men lost. China's suffering the most. The Soviets are losing a little bit, but not much. Formosa's amazingly still alive and kicking. Until colonies start getting released, that is all of the invasions that I planned for the Pacific. I have all my naval bases. I do need to build them up militarily some more, because I want them to function kind of like they're their own nations, in case for whatever reason I get compromised in one area. There is my war plan in Europe for my last PvP I could do, where I could go after Austria and maybe Yugoslavia, but he's too strong, and he doesn't have to worry about China for the near future, so I don't think I want to provoke him over there. Instead, go with my Stronghold America war plan that I intended to do during my last PvP, and focus on collecting North American countries, or just American countries in general, that I could use to bolster my territory and defenses in the region. Mexico building 3 research centers is going to be a very, very delectable one. And let me just see. Yeah, the Soviets are friends with them. And so I'm sure that they're trying to do that to get against me. I plan on going throughout all of this, really. Most of this stuff also has land production, like at least one. So this is a way to get some more military production in the region and keep it self-sufficient, aside from our actual North American holdings. I plan on doing this all the way down Central America, even into South America, but we're going to start up here. But that comes later. Also looks like Finland has fallen. There goes poor Finland.
Yeah,
Farewell
rest
to the
in peace.
Finns.
The recommended daily investment for social assistance is not very high, so I'm going to start funding that to get my social ratings and yada yada up some more, because I'm sure that some of them are opposing my government at this point. I want to be ready for that. My money itself is doing fine, mainly due to trades and such, even though I'm stockpiling all my indie goods and my military goods and trying to make so many of them. But by exporting things like consumer goods and electricity, we're actually finding good profits. Yeah, especially consumer goods. Well, it turns out I'm dumb and I actually have been exporting my surplus production of military goods this whole time, which is unfortunate. Yeah, that sucks. It's been earning me money, at least. That's something. But I'm done selling that. At least I profited a little bit. I didn't mean to do that. I love the Australian troops that are just in my land over here now. That's wonderful. Gotta be careful about electricity because it's probably going to become a problem eventually, even for me. With everything I've been taking over. Both of them are importing, so that's good at least. It's good for me. I'll eventually maybe build up some supply hubs to make rubber production over here in the East Indies better. But for now, I just want to get as many rubber plants built as is possible. And I think I can afford to go pretty crazy in terms of money, economy, and other things now. This is very crazy, mind you. But I think I can afford to do it. Supply hubs to boost production will come next. This is a lot of production, but if I get it done all at once, then I won't have to worry about it in the future. And I have plenty of things I can deconstruct in order to make this work if indie goods is what I end up being stuck on. The selling conditions for indie goods isn't even that high, so I can assume the world doesn't actually have a whole lot of that kind of stuff. I'm gonna get some friendship treaties and non-aggression with Israel. Soviet units sailing through here, probably going home. There's fighting I'm hearing. There's fighting over in Formosa still. Formosa's still just throwing their troops away. That's unfortunate because some of those were my troops, but at least my troops helped them hold Formosa and keep him in this extended war constantly having to shoot at enemy units.